Hey everyone, welcome back to Multiverse of Mayhem, where we dive into the chaos of the MCU, DCU, Star Wars, and every universe in between. Today we're decoding something people love to ignore in Star Wars: the politics. The movies and shows are full of them: the Senate, the Republic, the Empire, the Rebellion, but the details can get confusing fast. So this is your complete plain English guide to Star Wars politics, from the rise of the Republic to the fall of democracy and everything in between. Politics are the spine of Star Wars. Without them, there's no story, no Clone Wars, no Empire, no Rebellion. It is honestly more of a political drama at its core, wrapped around feel-good sci-fi madness. George Lucas designed the saga as a warning how democracy collapses, how fear breeds tyranny, and how good people give away their freedom piece by piece. It's not subtle. The prequels show it, the originals fight against it, and the sequels repeat it. To make it simple, we'll break the political history of the galaxy into 5 stages: the Galactic Republic, the Clone Wars, the rise of the Empire, the Rebellion and the New Republic, and the First Order and the modern era. Stage 1, the Galactic Republic, a democracy that's lasted for 1,000 years. Massive, idealistic and deeply bureaucratic. Each planet or system sends a senator to represent them in the Galactic Senate. It's a space UN mixed with old Roman politics, grand speeches, backroom deals, endless procedure. In theory, it's noble. In practice, it's paralysed. The Republic is overrun with lobbyists, corporate guilds, and trade monopolies. When the Trade Federation blockades Naboo in The Phantom Menace, the Senate debates instead of acting, and that gridlock is the first crack in the system. Meanwhile, the Jedi Order act as peacekeepers, but they're unelected and unaccountable, a religious military arm of the state. That's another flaw. Power without oversight. It's a republic rotting from within, and that's the perfect environment for a manipulator to rise. Stage 2, the Clone Wars and the fall of democracy. As Supreme Chancellor, he presents himself as a saviour. When separatist movements threaten civil war, the Senate votes to grant him emergency powers just until the war is over. Sound familiar? That's a classic historical parallel. Temporary powers that never expire. The Clone Wars are essentially a manufactured conflict. Palpatine secretly controls both sides, the Republic and the separatists, ensuring that whoever wins, he does. The war justifies mass surveillance, military expansion, and the gradual erosion of civil liberties. By the end of Revenge of the Sith, the Senate applauds as he declares himself emperor. Democracy doesn't die with explosions, it dies with applause. That's the political pivot of the entire saga. Stage 3, the Empire era. Once the Empire takes over, the Senate still exists, briefly, as a puppet. Local governors hold power. Fear replaces debate, and propaganda replaces information. Palpatine centralizes everything. The Jedi are exterminated under Order 66. Regional systems lose autonomy. The military and industrial complexes merge into one imperial machine. This is fascism in space. The Empire thrives on obedience, surveillance, and control through fear, epitomised by the Death Star, a political weapon disguised as a battle station. When Tarkin says, "Fear will keep the local systems in line," he's summarising the Empire's political doctrine. Stage 4, the Rebellion and the New Republic. The Rebellion begins as a loose coalition of idealist senators and freedom fighters, not all aligned politically, but united by one belief: the Empire must fall. Leia Organa, Mon Mothma, and Bail Organa represent the old Republic's ideals. They believe in restoring democracy, not just defeating an emperor. When the Death Star is destroyed and the emperor killed, the new Republic is born. A hopeful reboot of democracy, but with all the same structural issues. It decentralizes power, perhaps too much, without strong defense or oversight. Imperial remnants survive and fester. That political miscalculation leads directly to the rise of the First Order decades later. Stage 5, the First Order, resistance and modern era. By the time of The Force Awakens, the galaxy repeats its old mistakes. The New Republic underestimates the threat of Imperial remnants. Senators are divided, complacent, and unwilling to confront extremism. Out of that vacuum, the First Order rises, essentially neo-Imperial loyalists with better PR and bigger guns. Leia sees it coming. When no one listens, she forms the Resistance, a smaller, unofficial fighting force dedicated to stopping authoritarianism before it takes over again. So by the sequel trilogy, we've come full circle: an unstable democracy, an ambitious dictatorship, and a small group of believers fighting to keep freedom alive. History repeats itself, even in a galaxy far, far away. Let's summarise the core political ideas Star Wars keeps teaching us. Democracy is fragile. It doesn't collapse overnight. It erodes when fear outweighs reason. Power loves crisis. Every emergency creates opportunity for control. Rebellion is cyclical. When power corrupts, resistance rises. Ideology drives everything. Whether it's the Sith craving order or the Jedi serving balance, politics in Star Wars are philosophical battles as much as political ones. History repeats until people learn. The saga shows the same lessons generation after generation. Those 5 ideas make Star Wars political at its core, not partisan, but human. All right, quick recap of 1,500 years of galactic politics. The Republic stood for democracy, but fell to bureaucracy. The Clone Wars gave power to a manipulator. The Empire ruled by fear. The Rebellion fought to restore freedom. The New Republic lost control. The First Order exploited that vacuum. Every era mirrors a cycle: order, corruption, collapse, rebellion, renewal. That's why Star Wars politics matter. They reflect us. So there you have it, the breakdown of Star Wars politics explained for dummies. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss future deep dives. In the comments, tell me, which political moment in Star Wars hit hardest for you? The fall of the Republic, the Rebellion's rise, or the New Republic's failure? Stay curious, stay chaotic, and keep exploring the multiverse of mayhem. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.